So, hello everybody. We're here today to do I guess you could say, extra video of Diablo 2. So lots of people played the beta, said, you know what, I'd really like to play more of the game, but you can't play Diablo 2 Resurrected, you have to play the original Diablo 2. So there is a couple of things you can do to do that. You can buy the game and get it installed on your computer if you want. You go to Blizzard's shop here. Go down, just look for Diablo 2. You go back to their shop here. Go over here and click this button here, which is the Diablo 2 Resurrected icon. Just scroll down to their classic games, and here they are right here. They're $10 a pop. You'll probably want both. This is just the original game. This is the Lord of Destruction expansion. So $20, you can have the game. Once you purchase them, you go up to your account up here into account settings. There'll be a button for games and subscriptions. Click that, scroll down until you get to the classic game section, and there will be your option to download the games, and also your disc code for the game that you have to input once you install it. So there's that. There's a couple other things you'll want to do though if you want to use it kind of properly. I mean, it'll work out of the box, but it does kind of have finicky stuff when it happens. So after you download it, you'll get these two icons here. This will download the original Diablo 2. This downloads the Lords of Destruction patch. You have to use this one before you use this one. Otherwise, if you use this one first, it will tell you just to go and buy the original Diablo 2. It won't let you install anything. So do this. It will download the installer, and then it will ask you to use it. You may get on Windows 10, you may get a box popping up saying, are you sure you want to install? Or it says, Microsoft blocked this. You have to click the button. It'll be a square box. It will say it blocked it, and then it has a little hyperlink in it saying more information. Click that, and then down below you'll see a option that says run anyway. Like, I'll go ahead and, well, it's not going to do anything now. I've already have it installed. But it'll come up and you'll ask you to install it just like this. And there'll be a bunch of script errors. Just hit yes on all of them. There may be 4 or 5 of them. And then let me go and bring up this here. And go over here to down to this thing, and then go down to this thing, and go to here. So as you can see, this right here is the installer right here. It's just, I have it, and I use these things and install them to D2 install, so I know where they are. And you just go in here. If it doesn't automatically start, you go in here, click the installer, you click yes on that. Now sometimes is another box that pops up asking if you want to run it anyway, like I was saying before, and that's what you do there. So as you can see, it's already installed, so it's just ask you to play. It doesn't, you click install, it'll ask what directory you want to install it in and things like that. I would change it from C Programs 86 or whatever it comes up with into some other folder. It would be a whole lot easier to keep track of it. Now, that's how you install Diablo 2 and the Lords of Destruction patch. Now let's talk about if you want to do it better. If you want the game to run better, you want to go here. I'll have all these links in the description of the video. you'll go to this link here, and it talks about 7's Glide Wrapper setup guide for Diablo 2. Now, you don't need this. PlugY actually does some of this functionality itself, but I decided to just go ahead and get the Glide Wrapper too to make sure and run it instead of using PlugY's part of it. But what this does is it allows the Glide thing to work again. Most graphics cards nowadays do not allow you to use Glide as a graphics video display deal. It's more direct draw, direct 3D and stuff. But it's kind of using these are kind of bad right now on it because you can't like maximize the window without the glide. You can't your cursor is not locked to the window without the glide, so your mouse will just go all over the place and actually come out of the window, so you can't actually, you'll actually click out the window because it's not maximized a whole lot. So it's to help have a better experience. So what you do is you go to this link here, and that's this right here, and you go to the downloads section and you download this 1.4e version right here. Just download this zip file. The zip file is this right here. You just copy all of this into your D2 install folder like I have. I will go back and bring up my file deal so you can see it. It is down here in H. I got it, actually I have it like 2 installs because I wanted a master so I can copy from it in case I want to do another mod or something with it. But so it'll be modded, and down here it is, all the Glide stuff here. You just copy and put it all in your Diablo 2 folder here, and then after you do that, you run the glide-init.exe. That is your configuration file, and you do have to do a little bit of configuration with it, but it's not too bad. Let's bring up this right here and go back over here, and all the instructions are right here. If you want to use full screen, you can follow these instructions here. I use windowed mode to do all of my stuff, so I just follow the instructions of what to change here. And after you have all that set up, you can just quit out, and then you have to configure your Diablo 2 shortcut. Like this one right here, I have this as a shortcut from my thing here. Go back down to H, master, no, not master, Diablo 2 modded, Diablo 2, here it is right here, Diablo2.exe. I just right click and send to desktop to create shortcut. Then you right click on that, and there's a couple of, and click properties, and there's a couple of things you have to do. The first thing you have to do is in your target deal, after the quotation marks on the end, add a space and then type in -3dfx. That will enable the Glide Wrapper to be working. And then you go over to the compatibility tab. Make sure the run this program in compatibility mode for Windows XP Service Pack 2, and then run this program as an administrator so you don't have any other kind of problems. And then you click apply or just click OK. And then if you want to, you can just double click it. It comes up as you can see as this little window. But once you get in, hit Alt and Enter, and it's maximized the screen. And I just have this as a test character here, right here. So this is it. It has all the same features as it has in the base video game. It's just it's like maximized and stuff with the black bars around it, like it would be if you were playing it back when the game came out. It's an 800 by 600 resolution, but you don't have to change the resolution on your monitor or anything like that. Now, there's the next thing you have to do, and that is you have to update the game. after you have it installed and you put on the Glide Wrapper, you'll want to go into the game and you'll want to go to battle.net, change your gateway to Asia. I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, US East, US West, and Europe will not update your game. So you have to click Asia and click OK, and then click battle.net. It will access your account, and then it will check your version to make sure you are updated with the latest version of the game. If it doesn't, it'll come up asking you to update, and that is how you get the 1.114D version of the game. So that's how that works. Now, if you want to add PlugY to this, it's pretty easy to add PlugY to this. What you do is you, let me go ahead and bring up the web browser again. So PlugY. PlugY is here at pluggy.free.fren-index.html. It has actually, as of this year, been updated to work with 1.14D of the game, which it's really nice. So you don't have to have a different version of the game to, play with PlugY. So what you do is you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you go all the way down. Now I would personally use the zip version more than the installer version, especially if you're like me and you have the two versions. When I tried to install the installer version, it wanted to use my master folder as the PlugY thing. It messed up. It couldn't understand that I didn't want to use that. I couldn't figure out how to change it. So what I did is I just went back, downloaded the zip version, and the zip version is very easy. You just open up the zip, you open up your folder with your install of D2. So H for me, go to my modded and Diablo 2, and then you just take everything in here and drop it into the Diablo 2 folder. It's pretty simple. Now, after you do that, I would recommend reading the README right here, because there's a lot of, it tells you about the different configuration options you can turn on and off. There is a PlugY Any, which is for your configuration files. I would also recommend, if you want to use Notepad++. It is a lot better looking Notepad. You could have that instead. I like it a lot more than the regular Notepad. But as you can see, there's all kind of options. Like, if you don't want to use a Glide Wrapper, you can actually have it an active window. You can remove the border. You can maximize it a 2. You can set the width, height, X, Y position, and everything like that. You can lock mouse to the window if you want to, and all kinds of things like that. And then you have your save path. You can change the save path. You can have your big stash, your multi-page stash, your shared stash, all that stuff going on. Stat points, click limit, skill points, unassigned skill points, unassigned stat points. The world event, making Diablo Cone become available for single player. Uber Quest for Diablo for single player. An interface, and then you have the you can turn it on where it would act like, you remember how we were in Diablo Resurrected, and when we would log out and then back in, it would be a different map. You can actually turn that on in single player if you want. I don't know why you would, but you can. You can have you can do the player/players command default level of whatever, set it to whatever you want. You can display the item level. You can display the numbers for mana and life. You can display base stat values. You can make ladder rune words active in single player. You can make it where the Cow King does not mean the portal is closed when the Cow King is killed. You can rerun that a lot. Do not close the Galactic portal. You can move Tane near the waypoint in the last act, so you don't have to go find him to identify your items when you teleport back. All kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, and then you can add your own perimeters and everything here to it. So you could do that if you want. If you don't want to use the param feature in there, you can use the, like we did with the Diablo 2 shortcut. As you can see, I have it, the dash 3D FX parameter there. I have the compatibility mode check and the run these program. And if we double click it and run it, it will come up just like the other one did. We hit Alt Enter to maximize the screen, go into single player, go to aid, and if we open our stash, here is the PlugY stash, so we can look at various things. I have it defaulted to the shared space tab right here. You can shift click to rename the page, so it will be number, it will be SSASSIAN. We could do that, or we could actually rename it properly by doing and there you go. We got a name. We've got it named properly. We can deposit we can deposit the gold. We can withdraw gold. Withdraw another deal here. Toggle to personal stash if you want to look at the personal stash, and all kinds of stuff like that. Then we have our skills that we can respec points out of with the Alt key, and then we have our button up here to unassign all skill points, so we can have free respecs if we want on anything. But that's pretty much all the game really does, is the PlugY mod anyway, is get it where you can just, you know, have that big old stash of however, unlimited stash pretty much, respecking stat points, respecking skill points at any time that you want, and things like that. And that's pretty much all it does, besides, you know, add the ladder rune words and make sure you can do Ugers and Diablo clone if you want in single player. But that's pretty much all it does. It doesn't like change numbers or anything like that whatsoever. Skills are still the same skills they were before. Items are still what they were before, and all things like that. So yeah, and it is a very nice feature if you want to. Pretty much everybody I know of uses PlugY as a pretty much the upgraded version of Diablo 2. You can play the Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction base if you want, but I don't know why you would when PlugY's available. So go get you a PlugY because it's really good. So if you have any problems like installing or anything, let me know. Like I said, I did run into problems when I was trying to install PlugY with the installer of it instead of the zip file. But once I did the zip folder, all my problems went away. It's just because I had 2 copies of Diablo 2 installed basically, and it didn't like that. It tried to put it in the master instead of putting it in the installed mod folder. So if you do stuff like that where you have a master folder, a master of a game, and then have a modded version of the game, you kind of have to separate it out like that. It's easier to do the zip folder. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope this helped people if they want to play Diablo 2 before Resurrected comes along on September 23rd. Just brush up on skills and things if you played before, or if you're brand new to the series and you want to try it out before the game comes out. $20. You can play it as much as you want. Let's see. If I go back to this here and bring this up and go back to this and go back up, there we go. $39.99 for Resurrected. So if you want, or you can play $59.99 and get Diablo 3 with all its stuff with Diablo 2 Resurrected at the same time. But it's $39.99, so $40 for Resurrected, or $20 if you want to try out the classic game right this second, if you can't wait for Resurrected to come out. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope this helped. Like I said, links to all that pages will be in the video and the video description. And also, if you need some help, like if you run into a problem, I don't know everything, but I will try and help you as best I can. And so just let me know if you need some help. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.